Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Huggy here, bringing you a brand new video. I hope you guys are having a freaking fantastic day. And in today's video, we're going to be going over the top tricks that I can give you guys to become a better player or sniper in Modern Warfare. I know Modern Warfare is a pretty easy game to snipe in, considering the fact that the marksman rifles they're pretty good, honestly. So we're going to hop right into it. If you guys enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. Alright, so right off the bat, you guys are going to want to head into your settings. If you don't have proper settings, or you're not comfortable with your sensitivities or your button layout or whatever, you're just not going to be that good of a player. So what you want to do is you want to go into your settings and you want to find and tweak things that you think are going to make you better. So I know for me personally, I like to play on tactical button layout. That way I can crouch with my stick instead of circle. I keep everything pretty much default for the most part. My dead zone is a 0.10, and I play on 12/12 sensitivity. I know it's not the highest, but it's what works for me. Sensitivity is like one of those things where you just need to find what works for you and stick with it. It's going to take some time before you actually find what works. You may have it too high, it may be too low, or you might have to mess with the dead zone. 0.10 is just what I like to use, but you have to go through and figure out the settings that would make you better and what you play best with. My ADS sensitivity multiplier is 1.0. My ADS sensitivity multiplier high zoom is 1.30. I keep standard aim response curve. I play with controller vibration on. I know a lot of people don't. If you don't like it, just turn it off. It's not that big of a deal. And I think that's really it for the most part. I think there's an aim assist setting here. Yeah, I keep aim assist on standard. I know there's 3 other ones you can choose from, but I just leave it on standard. But you guys are just going to want to tweak with these, find something that works for you, and then you can actually practice with your settings and stuff in this next tip that I'm about to give you. So let's hop into that. All right, so for this next tip, what I want you guys to do is, while you're on this path to becoming a better player, trying to figure out your sensitivities or your class setups and all that stuff, what I want you guys to do is actually just go into private match. Going into private match to practice against bots is probably the best way to get better at the game. That way you can learn your play style, learn how to use the weapons, what weapons you like, what weapons you don't like, and just, like I said, changing your settings around to find something that works for you. So yeah, what you can do is you can just go into private match, practice your settings, all that stuff, just to see what works for you and all that fun jazz. Now, when I'm in private match, I like to set the score limit to 100, and I like to go for 100 kills. I keep the bots on just standard difficulty. I swear to God, there's skill-based matchmaking in this, though, because I was practicing earlier and warming up so I could play, and I was just getting shafted on my second go of the game. Dude, it was mind-blowing. Anyway, I like to set it to 100. I keep the bots to 6. I think that's like the max you can put it on. I keep them on standard. I also set the time limit to unlimited, so I can, take as much time as I need to get the 100 kills or whatever to warm up my shot. And then I just, after I warm up my shot, I hop into a game, because I already have sensitivities and settings that work for me, so I don't really need to mess with them too much. So I just play a couple warm-up games and hop right into public matches. Alright, so another huge tip that I can give you guys when you're trying to become a better Modern Warfare player or sniper or whatever it may be, is you need to learn the maps and you need to learn the spawns. Whether or not it's you playing hardpoint or TDM or what, you need to learn the spawns in those specific game modes if you want to be better and get more kills. So that's honestly one of the biggest tips I can give you, because once you can figure out how to start spawn trapping or just getting people in positions to where you can hit clips or get high kill gameplays, you're gonna be a lot better off. Every map is different. I know Modern Warfare is not the best game for like spawns or anything like that. Like, this is honestly probably one of the worst games for learning spawns, but once you figure out a general idea of where people spawn, where your teammates are positioned, where the enemy's positioned, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get more kills and just all around more clips. So once you figure that out, you'll be golden. All right, so next we're going to hop into some custom classes that I use when I snipe. These don't have to be the classes that you use, but they are what I use and I have fun with. So I'm gonna hop right in. So right off the bat, we have the Mark II carbine. I'm actually recording for a video with this variant, the Snowy CRAG. So that video will be up soon. I just need to hit a few more clips for it. But yeah, we have the Mark II right here. I use EOD, High Alert, and Battle Hardened because I don't like being stunned. I don't like being blown up. And I like to see where people see me from because there's just so many angles that people can spot you from when you're playing. So those are the perks that I like to run. I use Semtex and Stim Shot so I can, you know, heal on the fly or whatever and get people out of camping positions. And then for the attachments, I use the same attachments on all my Mark II variants. So these are what I feel are the best. They can be different for you. I know you can change the scope. The scope doesn't really matter too much. I know people like to use iron sight or like ACOG or whatever. I like to use a sniper scope just because I think it looks better. Right off the bat, we have the tac laser, the sniper scope, the FSS Mark II Sport Comb stock. And for the perk, we have focus, and then for the grip tape, we have the stippled grip tape. All of these attachments increase the ADS speed of the Mark II, except for the perk. For the perk, I have it as focus just because I don't like to be flinched off of clips. So focus actually helps with the flinch when you get shot. This can be different as well, just like the sniper scope. It can be interchangeable. You can use what you want. All right, so for my car setup. I use a deagle, same as my other class. I use the same perks, same lethal, same tactical. But on the weapon itself, I use tac laser, sniper scope, F-tac sport comb, sleight of hand because reloading this thing is so slow. And then I use the stippled grip tape. Now you can use a different perk, obviously, but I feel like for the most part, this is what you're gonna want to use on your car. Besides, I mean, like I said, some people use iron sight Mark IIs just like they use iron sight cars. So sniper scope's also interchangeable, but this is the setup that I use and I play with. So yeah, heading on over to our AX50 class setup, I do use the same perks, lethal, tactical, all that fun stuff. But on the sniper itself, I use the 17-inch factory barrel, tac laser. I use the default reticle or optic, whatever it is, because I don't know, I just like it better. I use the Syngard Arms Assassin stock with the focus perk again, and the stippled grip tape once again as well. All of these attachments make the AX50 the fastest it can be. I know you can slap on an optic and make it a little bit faster, but I don't like the optics on the sniper, so I don't use them. So this is my AX50 class setup. It's honestly pretty quick. Heading on over to the HDR, we just like I said, Semtex, Stim, EOD, High Alert, Battle Hardened, you know the deal. And on the weapon itself, I use tac laser, the VLK 3.0 optic, the F-tac Stalker Scout, and focus. I don't really play with the HDR too much just because of how slow it is. So honestly, if I were you guys, I would just stray away from this unless you're trying to be like a phenom with it. Go ahead, but I don't use this weapon too. And then heading on over to the RYTEC. The RYTEC's a new sniper that was introduced into Season 4. It's basically a Barrett remake. So on this class, I use practically the same stuff, except for I have a Renetti as my secondary. And then I use the F-tac 448mm Dictator barrel, tac laser, S-Tovel tac wrap stock, focus perk, and stippled grip tape for the rear grip. Most of these class setups are practically the same thing, just a different gun. You can mess with it how you want, but I would recommend all of the perks and attachments that I'm using just for the increased ADS speed in game, because competing with these time to kills with the MP5 or the ISO or the AN94, it's frustrating when you can't even get down your scope. So almost all of these weapons I recommend using the fastest ADS attachments that you can. So with all those tips and tricks out of the way, what you need to do with all of them is you need to just play the game and find your play style and what weapons will fit your play style. I know for me personally, I play super aggressive, so I like to use the Mark II and the car just so I can get those fast ADS speeds and shots off to get more kills. But if you like the AX50, you know, you're a little bit slower of a play style, you know, the AX50 or the HDR might be for you, or the RYTEC. But you can play aggressive with those snipers. It's just a lot more difficult and a lot more frustrating. So you just got to play the game. You got to find your play style. You got to just mess with your settings, find what works for you, and honestly, hopefully all those tips and tricks help you become a better Modern Warfare player / sniper. Thank you guys for checking out the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
No faith in Brooklyn. I said I'm so gone. Oh my God, where the menu? Order me all your sushi for them bitches at the venue. Stop, drop, roll, continue. 'Cause they just trying to mingle, and I'm just trying to sing you a song. Tell you that I'm leaving, but I won't be long. If it was up to me, I would see you tomorrow. But talk